Each time your eyes close and the waking world dissolves, you are pulled into a realm untouched by time, an ocean of symbols, archetypes, and forgotten truths. In this hidden dimension, you do not walk as the person you were today. You walk as the soul beneath the name, beneath the flesh, beneath the noise. This realm is the dream. But it is not merely a flickering of memory or a residue of thought. No, your dreams are a portal, a veil between worlds, a secret temple veiled in shadow where the light of ancient knowledge whispers through symbols only your spirit can hear. You were never meant to ignore your dreams. You were never meant to wake and forget. Because every image, every strange encounter, every echo in the dark is a message wrapped in mystery, a torch passed to you by the hidden light itself. What if your dream last night was not random, but sacred? What if your recurring symbols, your flight, your fall, your shadowed stranger, are keys designed to unlock doors within you? In this journey, we will explore how the sacred language of dreams speaks directly to your soul, and how those who awaken to this hidden dialogue begin to walk a different path, one of transmutation, initiation, and remembrance. The question is no longer, what does my dream mean? The question is, what is the hidden light trying to awaken within me? The sacred language of symbols. In the dream world, language is not made of words, it is made of symbols. A serpent slithering through the grass, a spiral staircase vanishing into darkness, a mirror that does not reflect your face. These are not random images. They are glyphs, coded messages sent from the deeper layers of your being, from the archetypal field, from the realm of the hidden light. Unlike spoken words, symbols are not confined by logic. They speak to the soul in a forgotten tongue, a language older than any scripture, more precise than any doctrine. The ancient mystics knew this well. In the temples of Egypt, in the scrolls of Hermes, in the dreams of shamans, symbols were revered not as metaphors, but as living forces, intelligences that carried wisdom from the invisible realms. The Kybalion teaches, all is mind, and in the mind of the universe, all things communicate through resonance and form. Symbols are the vessels of that resonance. They are how the unseen speaks into the seen. But to the untrained mind, they remain obscure. A lion in a dream may be dismissed as coincidence. A flooded room may be forgotten by morning. But to the one who has begun the inner work, to the one who senses the stirring of transmutation, these are initiations in disguise. To truly awaken, you must learn to read the symbolic language of your dreams the way an alchemist reads his fire, or a priestess reads the stars. Your dreams are not abstract riddles. They are a precise echo of your spiritual condition, your fears, your desires, and your sacred potential. The more you pay attention, the more the symbols begin to unfold. The more you study them, the more they evolve with you. Until one day you realize you are not just dreaming. You are being taught, you are being prepared, you are being initiated. Dreams as a mirror of the inner temple. Your dreams are not random illusions. They are reflections, sacred reflections of your inner temple. Each night, when you drift beyond the noise of the outer world, your soul returns to its sanctuary. And within that sanctuary, your subconscious begins to speak, not in linear sentences, but in emotional landscapes, in symbols, in scenes, in energetic impressions. What you see in your dreams is not just a story. It is a mirror showing you the state of your inner world. If your temple is in harmony, your dreams reveal clarity, elevation, and guidance. But if there is chaos within, if old wounds remain unhealed, or your spiritual path is clouded, you may see confusion, fear, or recurring cycles. The ancients understood this well. In the mystery schools of Kemet, in the sanctuaries of Eleusis, dreams were used to diagnose the soul. A priest would not ask, "What troubles you in the waking world?" He would ask, "What did you dream beneath the sacred veil of night?" Because what you dream is what you are, beneath the masks, beneath the performance, beneath the noise of daily life. Even the surreal elements, the strange corridors, the faceless figures, the landscapes that shift and dissolve, carry deep esoteric meaning. They reflect the shifting architecture of your consciousness. Your fears are the shadows in the corners. Your desires are the doors you keep opening. Your unresolved lessons are the symbols that return again and again. The dream world reveals what the ego hides. It reveals the sacred architecture of the soul. And the more you honor it, the more the inner temple reveals itself. Because the hidden light does not speak through noise, it speaks through symbolic echo, through pattern, through reflection, through the mirror of your sacred sleep. So tonight, when you enter that world again, ask yourself not what you're dreaming about. Ask what your inner temple is trying to show you. Night as the veil of initiation. There is a reason the ancients revered the night. When the sun sets and silence falls, a different kind of light begins to stir. The hidden light. It does not shine through your eyes. It shines from within, revealing the path not to the outside world, but to the inner sanctum of your soul. This is why, throughout history, initiation has always taken place in darkness, not because darkness is evil, but because it is sacred. It is the veil that separates the ordinary from the divine. It is the threshold through which all seekers must pass. When you fall into sleep, you are unknowingly crossing that threshold. You are entering the mystery. A rite of passage conducted not by priests or rituals, but by the architecture of your own consciousness. The dream becomes your initiation chamber. And what you encounter there is precisely what your soul is ready to face. In ancient Egypt, initiates would sleep in sacred temples, guided by priests who understood that sleep was a portal, a gate into deeper dimensions. In the dream state, the initiate would receive visions, symbols, messages from the divine. They called it incubation, a sacred act of listening to the unseen. Today, this wisdom remains, but few recognize it. Most dismiss the night as a time of rest, forgetting that the deepest spiritual work often begins when the body is still and the spirit is free. But if you are here, it means the veil is already thinning. You are beginning to feel it, subtle yet undeniable, the pull towards something ancient, the sense that your dreams are more than they seem, that the night is not an end, but a beginning. Each dream you walk through is a step deeper into the mystery, and each symbol you encounter is a whisper from the hidden light, inviting you to remember what your soul has always known. You are being initiated, even now. Archetypes and the voice of the hidden light. Beneath the surface of every dream lies a voice, subtle, ancient, and eternal. It is not a voice that speaks in words, but in forms, in archetypes. These are the eternal patterns etched into the fabric of the soul, echoes from the source, speaking through the hidden light. When you dream of a wise old man, a serpent, a mysterious woman in white, or a towering figure cloaked in shadow, these are not mere characters. They are archetypal forces, timeless energies that dwell deep within your psyche, yet originate beyond it. They are the language of the soul, and they speak to you because you are ready to listen. Carl Jung called them the collective unconscious, the sacred library of human experience, but the mystics knew them even earlier. In ancient temples, these archetypes were understood as divine intelligences, the serpent, the guardian, the trickster, the mother, each one a messenger carrying a lesson, a trial, or a gift. When they appear in your dreams, they are not random. They are summoned by your own spirit, sent forth by the hidden light to reveal what must be remembered, healed, or awakened within you. The shadow figure, for instance, may frighten you, but it is not there to harm. It is there to show you what you have refused to see. The divine feminine may arrive in your dream not as a person, but as a glowing light, a mirror, a lake, a moon, symbols of the inner mysteries awaiting your embrace. The serpent, ancient symbol of transmutation, may slither silently through your dream to remind you, it is time to shed what no longer serves you. These archetypes are not passive, they are active forces guiding your evolution. They arrive when your soul is prepared, not a moment before. And the more you understand their meanings, the clearer the messages become. Because dreams are not puzzles to solve, they are revelations to honor, and through them the hidden light continues to speak. When dreams become prophecy, there are dreams that reflect your inner world. And then there are dreams that pierce the veil of time. You have felt it before, those moments when a dream becomes more than symbolic, when it lingers with a weight that cannot be explained. When days or weeks later, the very scene you dreamt begins to unfold in waking life. This is not coincidence, it is prophecy. Across every ancient tradition, there are whispers of dreams that foretold destiny. The priestesses of Delphi slept in sacred chambers before uttering their visions. The pharaohs consulted dream scribes. The prophets, saints, and sages all recorded visions that came not from thought, but from spirit. These were not rare miracles. They were signs of an awakened soul attuned to the hidden light. When your consciousness begins to shift, when your inner alchemy begins to accelerate, your dreams expand beyond the personal. You begin to see ahead, not as fortune-telling, but as energetic premonition. Your spirit, no longer bound by linear time, begins to sense the subtle architecture of what is to come. A door you haven't seen yet, a face you haven't met, a decision you haven't made. Prophetic dreams are not always literal. Often they arrive cloaked in metaphor, encoded in symbol. A crumbling tower might foretell an internal collapse. A flowing river might signal a turning point in your path. A sudden light might mark a spiritual awakening yet to be born. But once you understand the tone of these dreams, their frequency, you begin to recognize them. They arrive differently. They feel deeper. They resonate like a bell in your chest. And when you receive them, do not dismiss them. They are a gift, a sign that your soul is no longer confined to the present moment. It is dancing on the edge of destiny. Because when the hidden light begins to speak of tomorrow, it means your soul has already begun to awaken. You are no longer asleep. You are remembering the future. The alchemy of recurring dreams. When a dream returns to you again and again, it is no longer a mystery. It is a summoning, a hallway you've walked 100 times, a stranger whose face you never fully see, a fall that never ends. These repeating patterns are not errors in the mind. They are symbols suspended in time, echoing through your subconscious until you finally turn toward them and listen. In the path of inner alchemy, what repeats is what remains unresolved. Recurring dreams are not punishments. They are unfinished initiations, rituals your soul keeps revisiting because the transformation is not yet complete. The hidden light continues to knock, gently but persistently, at the same inner door. And each time the dream returns, it invites you to go deeper, to see what you have not yet seen, to transmute what you have not yet faced. Ask yourself, what emotion arises in these dreams? What symbol returns with silent insistence? What doorway have you refused to walk through? In alchemical tradition, repetition is part of the great work. The calcination must be endured again and again until the old structures dissolve. The distillation must purify again and again until clarity appears. Your recurring dreams are your personal crucible designed by your own soul to refine you into something more luminous. When a dream repeats, you are being refined. To decode the message is to unlock a forgotten chamber of your spirit. To face the symbol is to dissolve a karmic loop. And when the lesson is finally embodied, not just understood but integrated, the dream no longer needs to return. It vanishes, and in its place, a new dream appears. A higher frequency, a deeper key, a more sacred initiation. Because the hidden light never repeats itself without purpose, it repeats to awaken you, to remind you of the unfinished alchemy within. And once you complete the transmutation, the cycle is broken and the gate opens. 8. The hidden meaning of nightmares. There is a reason your most powerful dreams are often the most terrifying. Because what you call a nightmare, the ancients called an initiation. When the dream becomes dark, when the symbols turn violent or disturbing, the instinct is to recoil, to forget, to dismiss, to escape. But the initiate knows the darkness is not your enemy, it is your invitation. In every myth, before the hero ascends, they must first descend into the cave, into the underworld, into the unknown. Your nightmares are that descent. They are the descent into your own shadow, the parts of your soul buried, repressed, or feared. But these parts are not meant to be destroyed. They are meant to be reclaimed. The serpent that chases you, the dark figure at your door, the endless fall through the void, these are not punishments. These are sacred messengers wrapped in the cloak of fear, because only through fear does the ego surrender and the alchemical fire begins to burn. Every nightmare is a trial, a rite of purification. And if you face it, if you do not run, you pass through the threshold. You receive the teaching, you unlock the power hidden within the symbol. The ancient mysteries taught this clearly. The fearsome guardian always stands before the sacred treasure. That treasure is your truth, your transformation, your awakening. And that guardian, however terrifying, is simply your own power, misunderstood. The more you reject your nightmares, the more fiercely they return. But the moment you turn toward them, everything changes. The monster becomes a guide, the shadow becomes a mirror, the fire becomes light. Because nightmares do not come to torment you, they come to initiate you, to awaken the strength buried beneath your fear. And when you accept the invitation, when you walk through the darkness with open eyes, you emerge not broken, but reborn. You are no longer haunted by the night. You become its keeper, its student, its priest. And the hidden light, once concealed behind the veil of fear, begins to shine clearer than ever before. Practices to decode and awaken through dreamwork. Sacred knowledge means little without sacred practice. If your dreams are a portal, then dreamwork is the ritual key, the intentional act of honoring, decoding, and integrating the messages of the hidden light. This is not about overanalyzing symbols with logic. It is about building a bridge between your waking mind and your deeper knowing, a path where intuition becomes language and symbols become sacred guides. The first practice is dream journaling. As soon as you wake, before the noise of the world returns, write not just the events but the feeling, the tone, the symbols that stood out, a mirror, a bird, a sudden light. These fragments are doorways, trails left by your spirit to follow later in silence. Next, create a pre-sleep ritual. Dim the lights. Burn a sacred incense, mugwort, sandalwood, or frankincense. Speak a quiet intention before sleep. I am open to receive the message of the hidden light. I will remember. I will honor. This simple ritual aligns your energy, signaling to the deeper realms that you are ready to receive. Work with lunar cycles. The ancients knew that dreams deepen during the waxing moon, and revelations often rise during the full moon. Track your dreams alongside the phases. You'll begin to notice patterns tied to cosmic rhythm. You may also explore symbolic anchoring. Before bed, meditate on a specific archetype you wish to encounter, a guide, a symbol, a message. Your subconscious will often respond with vivid clarity when given a sacred focal point. And finally, learn the language of resonance. Not every dream needs to be understood right away. Some symbols ripen with time. Some messages unfold like sacred texts, revealed layer by layer. The key is devotion, not obsession, not analysis, but daily reverence, a quiet dialogue between your spirit and the realms beyond. Because the more you honor your dreams, the more they begin to shift. They grow richer, louder, brighter, and slowly you realize you're not just dreaming anymore. You are being taught by the hidden light itself. The dreamer is the gatekeeper of light. You are not merely a dreamer, you are a gatekeeper, a bridge between the visible and the invisible, between the waking world and the sacred dimension that whispers just beyond the veil. Each night, as you enter the dream, you step into a temple older than time, and it is your presence that unlocks its doors. The symbols you encounter are not foreign. They are fragments of your spirit returning home. They come to remind you that nothing is random, nothing is meaningless, and that even in the silence of night, the hidden light is speaking, always speaking, through visions, through archetypes, through the flicker of a forgotten image lingering in the morning light. You were never meant to forget your dreams. You were meant to remember your origin, your purpose, your power. And now, you are remembering. The moment you choose to honor your dreams, you begin the ancient journey of the initiate. The alchemical process of inner awakening begins, not in a temple of stone, but within the chambers of your own soul. And when you walk that path with reverence, the dreams begin to change. They no longer just show you what is. They begin to show you what can be. So hold the key, tend the flame, and walk boldly through the gates that only the dreamer can open. Because you are the keeper of the portal, you are the vessel of the hidden light. And the dream was never just a dream.